Hello, this is Serrano Keith Baldi from Texas Justice Review. Today, the Supreme Court just blocked Judge Staci Williams' order to extend the voting from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock in Dallas, Texas. I am going through a case with Councilwoman Kathy Stewart, an election case, and election laws are very strict. You can't change election laws because you think you have a mishap. So here's what happened. I went down to vote today, which I thought was my polling station, and I was turned away. But the county, Dallas County, had a representative or an employee there with two tablets in their hands. And they would ask you, are you a Republican or a Democrat? And you say, well, I'm a Democrat or a Republican. And what they do is they look at your name, and they see, well, hey, this is not your polling station. Your polling station is about, 2 minutes away or 3 minutes away. It's usually in the vicinity of where you're voting, where you live. The polling station, your real station, polling station is close by. So I had to leave that polling station and drive around some back roads and get to a school, and I voted there. And so we are assigned a polling station. Now, during the election, you can vote anywhere. Every early voting amounts to about 60% of the votes. You can vote anywhere. Election day is really just to cap out whatever votes you get, to tap it out. So I was turned away, but they made sure they told me where to vote. So that was covered under the law, or under the county's responsibility. Plus, it's on the websites, it's everywhere. But if you go to a site, there is a person there with a tablet to tell you where to vote. So people came and they were complaining, and this is the person, Kendall Coleman. He's in his capacity as Dallas County Democratic Party chair. So the Democratic chairperson filed a lawsuit against versus Paula Adams in his capacity as the Dallas County Election Commissioner. So the Dallas County chairperson sued the commissioner, telling them, who's the defendant, that, the order granting emergency petition to extend the voting hours on March 3rd, 2026, to be heard, the emergency petition to extend voting hours of petition Kendall Coleman in his capacity as Dallas County Democratic Party chair, and the court, after reviewing the petition, finds that there have been mass confusion. There was no mass confusion for me. I went in, there's a person there to direct me by the county, where to go. As to where to vote, no, they covered that. Were entitled to cast their ballots on election day. And voter confusion was so severe, wasn't severe to me, that the Dallas County Election Department website crashed. I don't know about that. To ensure that voters were allowed to cast their ballots, all Dallas County polling locations are to be kept open and extended from 7 o'clock to 9 p.m. It is therefore ordered, and it is signed by Judge Staci Williams. And then she added something. Outing? I can't read her writing. Outing for the 122nd District. Okay, so I think Judge Staci Williams is not in one. I don't think she's in this courtroom, 162. That's not her courtroom. So it probably went to that courtroom because they know that judge. It was always assigned to that judge, and that judge couldn't take it, so they sent it over to Staci Williams. That's confusion, right? Was that confusion? It went to 162, and she's signing off for the 162 judge. Okay. And the case number is 26-03805. Now, somebody sued her, and they took it to the Supreme Court. And on the same day, the Supreme Court stayed Judge Staci Williams' order for all the votes cast from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock is set aside. A stay is issued in the following petition of writ of mandamus. In the Dallas County. The district court's order granting emergency petition to extend the voting hours issued today in cause number 03805, style Kendall Coleman, his capacity of Dallas County Democratic Party chair versus Paul Adams. In his official capacity in the Dallas County Election Administration, there's a lot of that, in the 162nd District Court, Texas, is stayed. So her order can't go anywhere. It's stayed. Voting should occur only permitted by Texas Election Code. And I have that election code here. I can't read it off of that. Election code 41-032. And I'm going to explain why that's important. And votes cast by voters who were not in line to vote by 7 p.m. should be separated. The petition of writ of mandamus remains pending before this court. So that's an appeal. So, but it doesn't say who appealed it. I don't have the full, I just have what was sent to me or shown to me. So Judge Staci Williams, this is what she did, and she has a history of doing this. Judge Staci Williams overstepped her authority as a judge and violated Texas Election Code 41-032. This is the standard law that tells everybody in the election process how to govern and how to act. You can't change these laws. You can't misinterpret these laws. And you have to make sure the judge who gets in, this is an election case. This is not a civil matter. And this is the lawsuit that I have against Councilwoman Kathy Stewart that is on March 10th that is happening. That is before Judge Emily Thompson. It's the same thing. She lied on her application. She did some illegal stuff on the application, and a judge cannot change that. It's an election a law. And Judge Staci Williams set aside the election law because she's saying there was mass confusion and people were confused by the, enormously so widespread that she's got to step in. No. She had to have a hearing. And the hearing was supposed to be with the Republicans, because I don't think this was designated to Republicans as well. It's vague, but I think this is the Democrat leader saying we want it open. The Republicans did not make a joint request. So what Judge Staci Williams was supposed to do, and this is not legal stuff, but it's just common sense. We need to speak to the Republican side as well. We need to get the chairman over here. I need to speak to him. I think it's Alan West might be the chairman. I need you to contact him to be here too, because this is affecting both parties. And we need to know if there was an objection by the Republicans, because what the Republicans did is they had two different lines when you're voting. One for Democrats, one for Republicans. They weren't combined like other counties. And so when that happens, you also have to ask the Republicans, does this affect your line? Because they're saying it affects their line. So that discriminates the Republicans and kind of ostracize them out of the argument. Did you want this? And I guarantee you the Republicans will say, nope, it's one election. We have two lines. Our line is fine. They're just trying to be discriminating and get more votes to disenfranchise, and it violates 41-023. So election codes has to be followed, and even if it goes to a civil judge, you have to not treat it as a civil case. You have to treat it as an election law case, which means it has to be expedited, number one, and number two, you have to look at the law and says, can I change this law? Or did the county act appropriately? Did the county have people to compensate for this? Did the county provide an extra means, an extra layer to prevent all of this? And the answer is yes, the county did. They had people there designating you like they did. They rejected me. They sent me somewhere else, and I went somewhere else. And they satisfied the mass confusion. They satisfied it for me when they rejected me and they sent me where to go. So I think Judge Staci Williams overstepped her boundaries. I think she violated election laws, and I think that's why the Supreme Court is now taking this up to see if it's going to disenfranchise the Republicans, because they didn't ask for this. And they think that the Democrats are just trying to get more votes by crying wolf. This is a lot of things for watching, and bye for now.